So what's the one thing all the best servers in table tennis have in common? So just running through some of the service rules briefly. The ball must be tossed at least 16 centimeters from whenever it's been released from your hand. Angle that the ball is tossed from must be less than 30 degrees. The ball can't be tossed from beneath the table. And finally, when you're tossing the ball, you cannot impart spin on it. And second to the toss rules, the ball must be visible at all times to your opponent throughout the entire service motion. So that means once the ball has left your hand, it can't be obstructed by anything like your head, shoulders, arm, chest. So the answer is pretty much illegal serving. It's blatant all across table tennis, and I'm trying to showcase the difference between something legal and illegal. And if you have a look at some of these serves I'm doing on the table, pretty basic serves, not a lot of spin, very visible. And the difference when you just keep that elbow, keep that forearm held up for that little bit longer, and suddenly what's on the ball really isn't as clear. And you know, if you freeze frame a lot of these serves, you'll probably find that even though I keep my hand up for a longer period of time, the ball is still visible. But I think having it up there and having a very quick transition, that in itself makes the serve harder to read. But realistically, if you time it perfect and you just about cover the contact, you're never going to get punished for it. You're never going to get, I mean, you might get called out, but no umpire at any level is going to do anything about it. And it's going to happen to you. It'll happen to you plenty. See all these really good servers, and somehow the balls magically, landed behind their head just before contact. And these things don't happen by accident. When I was trying to do some test serves here, I was trying to get the ball behind my head, and I'll tell you what, it's hard. It's difficult to get your head in front of the ball. You lose sight of the ball, you lose sight of the contact. These things are trained, and they're trained because they can get away with it, and it provides an advantage. Another thing I'm doing here in some of these clips is simply just bringing the bat out of vision. This obviously isn't illegal. I would recommend doing that as well, just to make it less clear what shape your bat is in before you contact the ball. Anything that can make the contact a little bit more blurry, a lot of things going on, a lot of distractions, I think is a big benefit. So in the next few serves here before we move on, I'm just going to demonstrate a few basic hook serves. Clear as day, no obstructions, hands out of the way, heads out of the way, toss is vertical, it's quite clear. If there's topspin on the ball, the bat's a little bit more open, it goes a little bit up, just like that one, and backspin it's a bit more closed. So have a look here now, just with the arm staying up a little bit longer before dropping, balls a little bit closer to the chest. And to be clear, I'm trying to block the view for these demonstrations, and even then I'm struggling to. So I do want to make it clear that I don't think these things happen by accident. I know, if you were serving before 2002, the rules were different, but I mean, we're 23 years on, and we still see it quite commonly. And just here you'll see what I think is most common in the professional scene, with the head coming forward as the ball comes back. You'll also see it with the shoulder, and the lingering arm, but I think sort of head, body is most prevalent. So you can see here I'm trying to, as I throw it back, to bring my head forward. I think that first one wasn't too bad. And yeah, here's what I like to call the fake toss. I think it's prevalent. Local leagues, it happens in tournaments, and it's just that the hand comes up with the ball in the hand, but the ball never leaves the hand. So the ball's never left your hand, it's not traveled 16 centimeters up. If you freeze frame it from when I let go of the ball to when the ball reaches its maximum trajectory, it's probably traveled about 2-3 centimeters, and it's massive because it takes away timing being an issue. Your timing's always right, serve comes out of nowhere, massive advantage. I can't highlight enough how easy these serves are to perform. You barely toss the ball, you contact it net height, it stays low, you can pretty much place it wherever you want. Like these short serves, cross court, wide angle, like it's so easy to do. If I'm tossing this ball up, off the tee. It's as simple as that. So you might be thinking, am I just here to suggest everyone start illegal serving? And no, and yes. Am I suggesting people stop tossing the ball up and start serving right out of their hands, like we're in the jungle or an old folks home? No, I'm definitely not suggesting that. But am I suggesting that you think about putting yourself on an even playing ground with some of the best players? Then yes, that is what I'm suggesting. I think it's worth having a look at your serves, what they look like on replay. Are they squeaky clean? And can you be doing a little bit more? Can it be a little bit tighter to your chest? Can your arm be up a little bit longer? Am I saying you should outright hide the ball? No, but I know a lot of people do, and they get away with it. So at least put yourself close. At least put yourself in a position that you're doing everything you can so that your serve is as difficult as possible to receive. And that's not to say you shouldn't be working on other aspects of your serve. Like Greg Bryan has some great videos on, deception, after motion, and really just if you can get any of the extremes of quality, like very heavy backspin, and you'll get some touches into the net, or very heavy kick, you'll get some edges. Like these are all very important, and there's no one trick to serving well. And I know what a lot of you are thinking. Why not just call on the umpire? If someone's serving illegally, like in this Hereford final, why not just call them out for it? And you see here, calling out, saying the hand's in the way, and okay, you think maybe this one he'll do a legal one? Nope. Exact same illegal serve, 2 in a row, despite the fact he's told the umpire his hand's hiding it. And it continues throughout the whole match. He's got his forearm in front of the contact, so you can't see what's happening. His tomahawks, they're not tossed up properly. You just have to deal with it. Nobody does anything about it. And despite being raised many times, the umpire does nothing about it because it's easier to do nothing. And you might think, okay, this is just a local prize money tournament. This doesn't happen at the top level. And here's what happens when you see TTR, the new system, come into play. You must think, surely this will solve our issues. We can do a video replay. I mean, perfect. There's no denying that. So 10-all in the second, we got Darko Jorgic calling out he can't see the ball, and here's the TTR review.
Challenge by Jorgic on hidden ball. Challenge unsuccessful.
And I love his wry smile here after this call. I mean, the camera angle for the serve is so far right, it's unbelievable, and still we see about 10% of the ball. Commentators saying they saw it all the way through. I mean, just ridiculous. And lastly, a quick clip from Zhu Jin not happy with the ball being tossed towards his opponent, and he takes it to the extreme to sort of prove a point. But yeah, I know this is probably one of the more controversial topics of table tennis. These are my 2 cents. Interested to hear what other people's opinion are. If we could have a clean game where it doesn't happen, we'd be living in fantasy land. I wish we were. But yeah, thanks for watching.